Colby Covington.
I do believe that. I think they stacked the deck against us because they don't want we, the people, to have control of this country again. And that's what Trump stands for. He stands for democracy. He stands for freedom.
He had his 2 minutes of fame.
You, LeBron James, you're a coward, you're a spineless coward, and you're a...
He pandered in those 2 minutes.
You're reading your book here. I'm sorry if we're boring you.
Just trying to enlighten myself.
He tried to stay in the pandering's good graces.
Just like my good friend Candace Owens told me, kings don't worry about the opinions of cockroaches, Ariel. Thank you, Candace Owens. I love you. Thank you so much for coming to my fight and supporting me. I will have you wrap that belt around my waist this year. I've marked my words, Candace Owens.
And when he felt it slipping away.
Who they're going to have to call? They're going to have to call the bad guy for hire, Colby Chaos Covington, Donald Trump's favorite fighter. Got my son Keep America Great hat on. We got our new campaign coming out this year.
He went even lower to stay in the news.
I'm going to bring you to a place you never want to be. I'm going to bring you to 7th layer hell.
Okay.
No, I'm bringing you to 7th layer hell. We'll say what's up to your dad while we're there.
Oh!
Another individual who fell off.
All I gotta say is Trump 2020. I look like paying an extra 33 in tax for Biden. Sleepy Joe. Trump 2020.
Soundcloud rapper Lil Pump.
And speaking of sound, music, and other things, one of the big superstars of the world, Lil Pimp. There he is.
Or as Trump calls him, Little Pimp.
Corona's fake.
2 peas in a pod, really.
Yes, it's Lil Trump.
Unkick, the rival streaming service to Twitch, this happened. Pump and Covington were in the gym when the UFC fighter would put the rapper in a chokehold. Covington, a trained professional in MMA, would ignore Pump's taps and choke him out to a state of being unconscious. Covington rightfully is getting dragged by the internet for his role in this video. First being, it was just not needed. And secondly, ignoring the taps, which is a cardinal sin of MMA. And we know this because he uttered on film, "Look at his eyes, bro. He's out. Look at his eyes. Holy." And then when Pump regained consciousness, who I cannot believe is only 24 years old, they told him, "You went to sleep for real." I'll save my thoughts for the end. Via Marca, the incident also sparked a larger conversation about the responsibility athletes have when showcasing their skills in non-professional settings. Covington's move was seen as a joke, but others voiced concerns about the message it might send. With Covington being a former champion in the UFC, his actions carry weight, and critics fear that this kind of behavior could inspire dangerous imitations among fans unfamiliar with the potential consequences of MMA techniques. I partially buy that. I more so buy that it was just dumb, that it was stupid. And even if, hypothetically, Pump were to say, "Yeah, choke me out. We're going to go up against one another for kicks," pardon the pun, for my live stream and for people to watch and the views, and it's going to be great, blah, blah, blah. If it gets to that point, choke me out, bro. No. It should never be that way, because you have a trained professional against quite literally an amateur. And what could have happened is far worse. I understand the example that this may set. How about it just shouldn't happen at all? And yet, amazingly, their bond is over the worst of the worst. Lastly, from MMA Fighting, in the video, Covington, a 3-time UFC title challenger, applies the choke and initially uses a gable grip to lock up the submission, but Pump ends up tapping his own chest rather than Covington's arm to signify he's done. Actually, I saw him tap his chest, and then tap Covington's arm. So Covington then switches to the more traditional rear naked choke with his arms wrapped around Pump's head and neck to secure the submission. A moment later, Pump falls unconscious from the choke, and Covington finally releases. Covington would go on to say, "This is not for little kids to try at the gym. Please do not try this at home. This is dangerous stuff. You don't play mixed martial arts. You can play basketball, a kid's game, where you put a ball in a hoop. This is a real sport where people die. This is dangerous. This ain't something to F around with." I understand that point. What I would also say is this. People have died playing other sports, just maybe not from being knocked out or being choked out to that state. What I take umbrage with is that, once more, Covington is the trained pro in this instance, and he, on a live stream, is choking out Lil Pump, who is so tiny. And, you know, some might say, I can't believe you're defending him. You can't defend the indefensible in this case, which is Covington's actions. And what I also find to be rather odd is that these two really bond over the same guy whose property was going to host an event, a fundraiser for the January 6th insurrectionists at his property in New Jersey, Bedminster, and one of the attendees, maybe even a speaker, was going to be none other than Colby Covington. How far this man has fallen is a case study from a guy who was well liked but knew he had to play up some angle in order to have longevity in the sport. He admitted to doing this, which he shouldn't have done, on Candace Owens' show, where he admitted to being a sellout. After that match in Brazil, where he won, I believe he defeated Damian Maia, and he went full heel racist bigot guy. And it's also pretty revealing who rooted for him. What family was their cage side after he made that pivot? It was Donald Trump's. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day. Calling out elite people in comedy should be the rule of thumb.
I think Donald Trump's hair is actually another creature.
Yeah.
The hair's like going, good night, Donald. Good night, Donald. Here we go.
Maybe it goes out. It goes out and makes money while he's asleep.
There is something about punching down that feels taboo, and punching up is the way to go.
Crack's not really my thing, but if it was, it would be fine if I was on that side.
Wow.
Don Jr.'s on coke.
We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated. I'm a very stable genius.
It is very important, the work that the Jordan Kleppers are doing, the work that the Good Liars are doing, the work that our team here at the Turks are doing, and many more.
What he does, he secretly puts the marker on the end of the putter, and then he looks like he's marking it, but really, now the mark is 3 feet closer. That's a way easier putt.
He cheats a lot. That if you cheat at golf, you cheat at life. The saying goes for Donald Trump.